Can we start? Sharp 10 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. Before we start, may I request all the participants to turn on your video, all the panelists to turn on the video on Zoom and mute your audio. I would like to take a picture and record this event, please. Just a minute.
Mohan, there's an absolute dark black blob where you're supposed to be. Now we can see you. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. So I would also request all our professors to prefix their names with professor, just in case I miss calling them out, so that I can find you all and call your names during your introduction session. Thank you very much. So we are starting the proceedings now, and a very good morning to everyone present out here. On behalf of our founders and our management, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dayananda Sagar University, Bengaluru, the Dean for Postgraduate Programs, Management, Professor Captain Nagaraj Subbarao, my colleagues, all my staff, my dear students, I welcome you to the orientation of the June 2022 Executive MBA program. Good morning. Before we proceed further, I hope all the students have done with your online registrations. I hope that the June 2022 students present here are part of the WhatsApp group. If not, please put a message on the chat window in Zoom, and I'll be sharing the links once again. If not, you can just get yourself enrolled onto the WhatsApp group. We'll send an email also. Please reach out to us separately, and by end of the program, we will make sure that you all have followed into the WhatsApp group. So I guess we are really good to go with the day's proceedings. And before we begin our session for the day, I would like to invite our Dean, Professor Captain Nagaraj Subbarao. And before he takes the stage, let me share a short background about his outstanding career. Professor Captain Nagaraj Subbarao, or Captain as we all fondly call him, is a master mariner with a specialization in navigation, dredging technology, and ocean engineering. He holds an MBA and MPhil in the human resource management with specialization in leadership, strategy from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, USA. He has commanded state-of-the-art ships while in the Merchant Navy through a career that spans over 2 decades. He has led teams to diverse adverse conditions and has wide international experience. He has worked the world over across countries like Europe, China, Southwest, and the Southeast Asia. For the past 13 years, he has been an academician as a professor of strategy, organization, behavior, and human resource management, with senior administrative positions across academia, including those of Dean, Academics, and now he is the Dean for the entire SCMS program, which includes our Executive MBA, MBA, and the UG programs. He has also consulted in the areas of leadership, organization culture, and ocean engineering. He has worked on some of the largest engineering projects in the world, which includes the Palm Islands off the Dubai coast. He has commanded state-of-the-art ships with multinational crews, which has developed deep understanding of team dynamics and issues pertaining to cross-cultural management. He has co-founded a marine consultancy over a decade, which also has successfully advised a wide variety of organizations, both in India and abroad. He has worked as director of the human resource of the IT and the ITES industry, as well as a major university. He writes extensively and is widely published in academic journals. His case study in High Spirits was rated as an outstanding case study by a jury comprising of IIM Lucknow, National HRD, Lucknow Management Association, SBI, and NTPC, and he was invited to present his case at IIM Lucknow. He's extremely popular on social media sites where his articles have a major following. He's also a flogger or a food blogger, as we call him, a keen sportsman, and has played cricket and table tennis at the national junior level. You can't beat him on TT nor win any argument on world history. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, let's please welcome our Dean for the SEMS program, which includes Executive MBA, MBA, and the UG programs, and Professor of Organization Theory and Strategic Management at Dayananda Sagar University, Bengaluru. Sir, it's a pleasure to host you over here, and thank you so much, and over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Rajan, and I enjoyed that flogger part. And food blogging is a recent pastime, so pretty good. So good morning, everybody, and my faculty, colleagues, staff, as well as dear students, ladies and gentlemen, everybody who has logged on to this program. We also have a couple of people here on campus who seem to have sort of come in for the orientation program. So welcome to all of you to the orientation program for the Executive MBA, June 2022. On behalf of the management and the founders here at Dayananda Sagar University, I extend a warm welcome as well as congratulations to all of you who have registered for this program. I also want to bring to your attention that the program now has over 1,200 registered students. And we are probably one of the largest executive MBA programs in this country. We are also very proud of this program, which is a flagship offering of the School of Commerce and Management Studies. And as Professor Rajan just told you, we have an executive MBA program, a full-time MBA program, undergrad programs in BCom and BBA, and we are adding several more programs. So our school, which is ranked as the 12th best emerging B school in India, actually is doing extremely well. And so congratulations for coming on board this excellent program at a great school. The Dayananda Sagar University per se shares an extremely old legacy. It's pretty much like India. It's the university is a young university, but it's part of an old group of institutions which extend to 7 decades, just like our country, a young democratic nation with an old civilization. And the parallels are, extraordinarily similar. So why do I say congratulations for enrolling to this excellent program? So there are several things that have made us very successful. And foremost amongst them is our faculty. You will meet several of them. Some of them could not be here today, but they are the ones that drive this program. And you will see that all of them have robust educational qualifications and great industry experience. So we have 2 kinds of professors. One, the scholarly professors who have done deep academic research and bring that to the classroom. Another set called professors of practice who have immense experience in terms of their leadership positions that they have held in industry, and they bring that to the class too. So you've got a wonderful mix of the scholarly and the professional, and you will benefit greatly. So the professors drive this program. Stay in touch with them. They're wonderful mentors and great teachers. Our curriculum is robust. We revise our curriculum frequently. We make changes dependent on what is happening in the industry. After all, we live in a VUCA world, which is volatile, and we need to be in sync with what is happening in the real world. So you've got a very current and well-researched and well-crafted curriculum. Our pedagogy, or what we teach and how we teach, is based on international standards. So our gold standards are the best B schools in the world, and we draw heavily from them in terms of readings, case studies, as well as methodology. And we have evolved by our own with an Indian ethos. So we have got great faculty, we have a wonderful curriculum, and we have a great pedagogy that is dependent on case studies, readings, practice, and so on and so forth. Fourthly, and you must be aware of this, we are an accredited university. The UGC regulates us, so hence they also regulate our examination system. And let me tell you, the respect that your degree will receive in the industry world is dependent on how you are evaluated and examined. So our evaluation and examination systems are also robust, and you will be continuously evaluated in what you have learned. And that is what gives you immense respect when you go out into the industry. We also have great resources at hand. So we have a partnership with international publisher Cengage. We have an online platform that is available to you from EBSCO that has got several of the leading journals that are available to you online. You will also get access to case studies and readings, like I mentioned earlier, from the best B schools in the world. You can come and visit our library, and I urge you, more importantly, to come and visit your classes when class sessions are going on. So this is a program that is campus-based, but for the sake of convenience, we also allow you to take it online, and maybe if you're traveling and so on, listen to recorded sessions. So there is great flexibility in this program. Please understand and remember that the examination system, like I said earlier, is regulated by the UGC. All examinations will be held on campus. I would also urge all students to maintain their academic regulations by following the fee schedule. And these schedules are maintained and mentioned on our website. You can go and peruse them and familiarize yourself. We've also got a list of frequently asked questions on the website. So please go and have a look and familiarize yourself thoroughly with the program. So what else happens here? And you might have looked at the covered slide, and I deliberately put it there. This is the famous tale from India, which goes back several thousands of years, of 5 blind men meeting a bull elephant. And each one of them describes the bull elephant differently. The program is one such. All of you will have different takeaways. But we are very clear what we are trying to do here. We are trying to give you a robust education. We're trying to craft superior managers from industry. We're trying to get you to understand what higher management really is. And those should be your takeaways. You're going to meet several of our brilliant professors. You're going to meet HR, marketing, OT, accounting, corporate finance, economics, operations, a plethora of core and foundation courses in the first 3 trimesters or the first 1 year. And these come from brilliant professors. And then you ease into your specialization in trimester 4. It's going to be really a whirligig of several interesting courses coming together. So my advice to you is to stay focused. This is a program that is extremely serious and brought to you by a really great university and taught by wonderful people. I also urge you to learn outside of the class. It is very important for all of you to develop a skill of learning all the time on your own volition. You don't have to be pushed or spoon-fed. Unfortunately, in several institutions in this country, people are spoon-fed. I urge you to break that habit and move on and learn by yourself, even while you're taught by great people in the classroom. It's very important. So I have given you several pieces of advice and tried to give you in a nutshell as to what this program is all about. And one of my favorite stories, after all, I'm a professor, and you're going to hear a lot of stories. And one of them is from the United States. And this is about a gentleman called Joshua Bell. So several of my faculty colleagues would have heard this story because it's a popular story. But I wouldn't sort of, be very surprised if you haven't heard of Joshua Bell, unless you are into the business of music. So Joshua Bell is probably the world's foremost violinist. His violin itself costs more than $1 million. He is celebrated across the world and plays regularly in orchestras in the United States. So they ran an interesting experiment. He was to play in Washington. And if ever you have been to that city, I know several of my colleagues have, and you've gone to the Washington Metro, you will know that it's a very busy place. It's large and it's busy. So Joshua Bell, the world's foremost violinist, was invited to Washington to play a piece. He played his piece, probably got paid a few $1 million. He played for about an hour as a solo piece. And then the Washington Post conducted a very interesting experiment. The next day, they got him and put him in the Washington Metro station. They dressed him up in very scrubby clothes that were not great. The day before for 1 hour. And guess what? Not more than 15 people even bothered to stop by and watch him. And most of those 15 people were small children who urged their parents to give the man a small tip because they thought he was a beggar. Just think about this. The previous day, he had earned a couple of $1 million playing to a celebrated audience in a hall, wearing fine clothes. The next day, he was playing in an ordinary place with no recognizable audience, and he collected $15, mostly from small children. So the fact, students, is that you need a platform. However smart you might be, or whatever you might bring to the table, you need a platform. And let me tell you that you have come to the right platform. Dayananda Sagar University School of Commerce and Management Studies is that platform on which you can build sustainable careers and great lives as you go ahead. Many of my students from the past have told me that this program has not only given them great careers, but it has changed the way they have looked at life. It has changed their perspective. It has in fact been a life-changing experience. And so while I end, congratulations once again, and I will meet you next week in class. And I will be teaching you organization theory. And now we will sort of introduce, or you will be introduced to some of our best faculty that will be on this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The next segment will be the faculty introduction. So management programs in India are as old as the dinosaur, or so it seems. However, at Dayananda Sagar University, we believe in a management program that is not only current, but a curriculum that is superbly crafted and taught by a galaxy of professors who are both scholarly and proficient in practice. Organizations today are desperately in need of young men and women who are problem solvers and decision makers. At Dayananda Sagar University Executive MBA, you will be tutored, mentored by professors who are friendly and approachable. Dayananda Sagar University postgraduate programs in management prides in the fact that we have the most amazing faculty any university can ever dream of. And you will not find this kind of a mix anywhere else. And that's why we call them our dream team. And these incredible faculty form the backbone of our program, and they have earned their solid reputations from nothing less than the IITs, the IIMs, the MITs, to the SDA Boconis, the MITs, the HALTs, Business School, and such pedigree of world-class institutions. Our faculty members are uncompromisingly committed to student success and value the opportunity to serve both as mentors and as colleagues. Throughout the program experience, they'll provide support, insight, and inspiration. I would now like you to present to our faculty with whom you all will be engaging with as you navigate through your various trimesters. I would now be calling upon the names of our distinguished faculty one by one, and they can unmute their video and audio and introduce themselves. Now, I would first like to call upon Professor Sanjay Krishnamurti, who is our full-time faculty at the School of Commerce and Management Studies. Sanjay sir, a warm welcome to you and a very good morning. Professor Sanjay Krishnamurti.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Professor Sanjay Krishnamurti. I co-teach organization theory along with Dean sir. Let me give you a small insight into what is organization theory. Before that, I would like to tell you I come with about 30 years of industry experience, largely in financial services and insurance. The biggest skill that is required today is the ability to collaborate, the ability to work with others. No longer are we looking for individual musicians, we are looking for somebody who can play in an orchestra. Therefore, organization theory is a subject that will help you in this regard. One thing it will give you is, it will give you tools to analyze and understand people better.
Sanjay sir, we lost you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Sir. Go on. Yeah, go on, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now? So I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. The biggest skill is collaboration, like I was talking about. Organization theory helps you with tools and techniques for this. We use world-class case studies to help you apply the concepts that we teach in the classroom. And you look at how have these been applied in a practical world, in a corporate setting. And this will help you immensely to apply the same knowledge to your workplace. So looking forward to meeting all of you and interacting with all of you. So all the best and looking forward to staying with you. Over to you, sir. Rajan, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Dr. Soleil Bhaskaran, please. Sir, warm welcome and good morning to you. Soleil Bhaskaran, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Good morning, all the new students to the great institute. I must congratulate that you selected the best institute under the able leadership of Captain Nagaraj. To introduce myself, my name is Dr. Soleil Bhaskaran. I got PhD from IIT Delhi. I have nearly 30 years of corporate experience, senior leadership experience, both in HR and the COO level. Here I'm teaching HRM and business laws and corporate governance. The teaching methodology here, it would be more based on experiential kind of learning, extensively driven with case studies and experiential study. I'm sure you'll enjoy a lot learning in this institute. We also expect you to take this program very seriously and work hard. And with this program, we'll hope to see you soon in the class. All the best. God bless you guys. Thank you. Over to you, Rajan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Aj Krishnan, please. Krishnan, sir, good morning and over to you.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
Can you see my
Good morning.
name? Please help me.
Yeah, can you hear me?
It shows
Yeah.
on, okay?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Aj Krishnan. I am a chartered accountant, cost accountant, and company secretary by qualification. And I have 40 years experience. First 25 years in industry and last 15 years in practice. So my experience includes manufacturing companies, then tea and rubber estates, then railway related work, then capital goods industry, then FMCG industry. And in all areas, I have been holding a online role also. So my experience is, I feel it is reasonable for me to touch upon the subjects, both on the theoretical and practical aspect. So that is my background. I worked in companies like Kirloskar, Toyota, MTR Foods, and I've been a director in a OTC listed company called Tepma Shipyards. So corporate experience, and I have handled consulting on taxes, indirect taxes, direct taxes, systems, MIS, internal audit, etc. And only one advice is, don't keep any backlog. When the classes are happening, try to attend. And all of us are very friendly. So please contact us and trouble us to take all the clarifications you need, and you're going to enjoy. And as everybody is telling, you have made a wise decision in taking this course. My best wishes. And I'll be meeting you in the trimester 2 on corporate finance. All the best.
Thank you, sir. That was wise words from a very wise man. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Anurag Jalan, Professor of Economics. Anurag, sir, warm welcome and very good morning to you, sir.
Thanks, Rajan. So guys, I'll be teaching you economics in the second trimester. I have a BTech in engineering from IIT Bombay, and I'm an alumnus of IIM Bangalore, and I'm also a chartered financial analyst. I have total of 33 years of experience, of which more than 20 have been in tech, in telecom and software products, and startup as well. I have also been an entrepreneur and a businessman at the beginning of my career. And I'd just like to reiterate that economics is a heavy subject, and it is best understood in class. This is not a subject in which, because I've found that people who attend classes score distinctly better marks than those who stay away from class. So that's just a sort of friendly warning from my side. Thank you, Rajan.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor H.N. Shankar. Shankar, sir, good morning and warm welcome to you, sir.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome to all of you. It's a pleasure to meet this new batch. I'm Professor H.N. Shankar. I come with basically engineering and management background. I started my career in Siemens, then moved on to BHEL and HCL Technologies, and moved on further to become the President, CEO, and Director on Board of an Indo-Danish joint venture. I also worked for TVS Group for a short while. Then I was an entrepreneur for about 5.5 years, working with ISRO, Satellite Center, to develop an engineering software which we delivered successfully to ISRO. So that way, then I was invited by C.P. Gurnani, CEO of Tech Mahindra, to come on board to help some of the large projects that Tech Mahindra had taken. So I worked in Tech Mahindra for about 5 years. I then retired, worked as a senior consultant. Then I came back to Bangalore to start on my own. I got into education. I've been working as part of Captain's team. Then my interests are subjects of analytics, AI, machine learning, and I have worked across several industry verticals, primarily manufacturing, BFSI, textile, whatnot. So whatever I bring to the table is plenty of practical experience. It's not coming from the book, actually experiencing, studying customer requirement, implementing solution to problem. That's what I carry to the class. So I'm very proud to be associated with you. Wish you all the best. And I think you have joined one of the best institutions in India, and particularly in Bangalore. Thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Professor Rajan.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Dr. Arindam Sen, please. Arindam Sen, sir, good morning and a warm welcome to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, students, welcome board. I think, as other faculties has mentioned, We have taken the right decision by joining these institutions. We have brilliant faculties and who can help you shape your mind. To introduce myself, I'm Arindam Sen, and by qualification, I'm an engineer, MBA and PhD. And kind of my core foundation is the industry. I started my career as a junior mechanical engineer in Alstom in 1991, long back. And then gradually I moved to IT and consulting. I worked in TCS for quite a long time. I worked in TCS, and then most of the time I used to work in abroad in USA for execute various projects. For last 12 years, I've been working in HCL. I joined HCL as a general manager and then elevated as a director of the company. And currently, this what I do, I'm part of the industry. I drive digital transformation. I drive supply chain initiative. I drive many areas or building capabilities in many areas, which is upcoming. So with a high focus on the application of AI and ML in logistic and supply chain problems, and also creating new levers for digital transformation. And I'm currently supporting customers all over the world. Every day, every week, I give a presentation on digital transformation and the related and supply chain to either customers in USA or Europe and APAC region, and directly involved in working on this transformational project. So that is my professional part. And the academic part, I'm also attached to various institutions as a visiting faculty. And obviously, the Anand University is one of them. I love this institute, the culture, the faculty, students. And, one thing that I can say that I understand this thing, that since we're joining this MBA program, you will get exposure in various subjects. You learn economics, accounting, supply chain, HR, organization behavior, lot of subject, marketing, strategy. Now, you learn each and every subject very attentively, because you do not know which you are meant for which subject, right? After completion of the program, you can understand that you are coming from IT background, but you got converted into a financial person or organization behavior person. You get in love with this subject. So here you will be taught all the subject by experienced faculties who are coming from academic research and industry, and you utilize this opportunity to learn the most, right? Give your 100%. Faculties will give their 100%. Approach any faculty at any point of time, and this is the platform for your enrichment, right? And take a leapfrog jump for your career. And this knowledge will give you enormous confidence, right, in all your future jobs, all your future endeavors. And you can see, you'll discover yourself that you become a completely new person, completely new personality, a person full of confidence, right? You can talk to your stakeholders and customers with high level of confidence, and you will get respect from others. So that is a kind of intake. So that is why you take the maximum from this program, so that you can take yourself to that level where you can earn respect from your colleagues and stakeholders to your knowledge, leadership skill, collaboration skill, and all these things. So that is from my side. So over to Professor Rajan.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Sai Kumar Chandrasekhar, who teaches business analytics into trimester 4. Sir, warm welcome, and over to you.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, dear students. Welcome to Dayananda Sagar University, which is a great place for especially executive MBA. You have heard from so many professors. They all come with excellent academic background and also fantastic industry background. So what else you need? So please try to make the best use of it. So my name is Sai Kumar. I come from almost about 30 plus years of industry experience in IT and data analytics. So I teach business analytics. So I would, my only suggestion is, please take all the courses very seriously and get the best out of the fantastic faculty. Thank you and welcome again.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Dr. Rahul Dige, who teaches supply chain management in trimester 4. Rahul, sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you, sir.
Good morning, Rajan. Good morning to all of you. And once again, I would like to welcome all of you to this great program. Also, I would like to congratulate you on making the right choice. I have been teaching in this program for more than 2.5 years now, and the quality of students has only been increasing over the last 2.5 years. So I hope that we continue on that path. I think my good friend Anurag, my batchmate from IIT Bombay, I think all the faculty have essentially underlined the importance of attending classes, and you will make the best use of your time by attending those classes rather than trying to figure out what was taught in class outside of the class, right? It is not only faculty that you learn from in class, but you also learn from your peers. And we as faculty also get to learn several use cases of whatever we teach from all of you. So it's a very vibrant and energizing environment when everyone participates. So that is something that I will encourage all of you to do. A brief introduction to myself. I joined Dayananda Sagar University. I started my journey in academia here. And before that, I worked with several MNC as well as Indian companies, including IBM, Persistent Technologies. And prior to that, I lived in the US. I worked there. Before that, my education, I did my bachelor's in IIT Bombay, same batch as Professor Jalan. We were in the same hostel. And after that, I did my master's and doctorate at MIT in the USA in Cambridge in the areas of AI applied to CAD/CAM. So that's a brief about me. You will find that I enjoy discussing problems, intellectually stimulating, challenging problems in areas of supply chain management, operations management, etc. And you will find that all other faculty also are pretty much the same. We actually, the most we get out of this program is the stimulating discussions with you folks. So encourage you to participate as much as possible, make the best use of time that you are investing in this program. With that, I'll hand it over back to Rajan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next, I'd like to call upon Dr. Amulya Panda, who teaches operations management in your trimester 3. Panda, sir, good morning and over to you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Very warm welcome to the students to the Executive MBA program. Truly a great pleasure to talk to you. This is Amulya Panda here. Academically, I'm a civil engineer with a PhD from IIT Madras. I have about 30 plus years of work experience, both in academics and industries. In my corporate career, I had the opportunity to work for some of the most admired companies, including General Electric and Kone Elevators. I have majorly worked in the areas of operations management, quality management, change management, and of course, project management. Currently, I'm associated with some industries as a consultant in their journey towards growth and profitability and transformation. As an adjunct professor in DSU, I will be teaching you operations management. I can assure you it will be an experiential learning. Never miss a single class and get the most out of the program. So looking forward to seeing you in trimester 3. All the best, guys.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor M.G. Raghuraman, who teaches project management in your trimester 4. Sir, warm welcome. Good morning and over to you.
Thank you, Professor Rajan, and students. Learning is not knowledge, right? I will be teaching you project planning and control and lean management. So let me begin with saying learning is not just the knowledge. Learning is about knowledge to start doing something about it in your work, applying it, understanding it, reflecting on it, and then finally learning from it. So in the course, I'm certainly going to challenge you people to see how you're going to take what you're learning in the course to your actual work or even beyond. Be ready for it. Second, you should challenge me, challenge all of us as professors. You should challenge what we tell you. Question things, constantly question. And if you don't learn, if you don't understand, put your hand right up. We'll stop the course and get you to learn. Not learn knowledge, learn wisdom from this course. This is a beautiful course. We have constructed it with a lot of thought. And just to reinforce what I'm saying, I like Professor Captain Rob said about two sets of professors here. I'm not the one with great academic qualifications. My highest qualifications, MTech in BITS Milani, but I come with about 40 years of experience or more, 22 years in the Indian Railways as a railway officer, and then another 17 years in IT industry, and the last 3-4 years as an executive coach. So in the classroom, please do not keep quiet, okay? I will not let you keep quiet, but you got to ensure that you get more time to talk than I do. And that's my request to all of you. Wish you the very best of luck and make the best use of this DSU program, which is a great program. Welcome you and thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Karunakara Kudupu, who teaches marketing in the marketing specialization, trimester 4. Yeah. Karunakara, sir, good morning and warm welcome.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, just a confirmation. Good morning, everyone. My name is Karunakara Kudupu. I have my engineering background with management education from IFT Delhi, with nearly 4 decades of industrial experience, and mostly working in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, where I headed a division in the last 3 years of my career. I would like to, like all other professors, congratulate each one of you for taking the first step of selecting to do an executive MBA, because without MBA, any executive lacks some knowledge and expertise to succeed. However much you may be best in your respective fields, the MBA adds to the adds like a crown to the whole affair. So without management education, success in managerial area is like fluke. I'm sure no one would like to depend on luck. Second is DSU. You have chosen the right step to join Dayananda Sagar institutions, which is one of the oldest and well-known institutions of Bangalore. And in my assessment, the executive MBA is one of the best in Bangalore. So you have taken the not only the right step, but chosen the right institution. The third assessment I have is that is the only EMBA program where probably maximum professors had very wide job experience and they know what they teach. You know, one is the theoretical part and the other is having hands-on experience is different. Now coming to what I teach, you will meet me or attend my sessions if you choose the marketing management elective in the T4. And I teach consumer behavior and marketing research, which is fundamental to the marketing management decisions. No decision or action can start in marketing management arena without knowing what the consumer wants. How does he want to be served? How he expects the offering company to behave as far as the consumers are concerned. So it's the first step, and if the first step is missed, all other steps in the whole gamut of management process can misfire. And there are very many case studies where people have missed to value the consumer research and missed the bus. The products have been a failure and probably doomed. So for me, this subject is very familiar. I've been probably teaching it for the
Professor Kudupu sir,
time.
can we move on, sir, because there are
Yes,
several
sir.
people named.
Yes, sir. My last issue is on tips. Please attend the classes seriously and develop the habit of posing questions. Don't miss the classes and think that you can understand by hearing the lectures. Thank you. Thank you, Professor
Thank you, sir.
Captain Nagaraj.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Ravi Shankar Iyer, please. Sir, good morning and warm welcome.
Good morning, Professor Rajan. Good morning, Captain. Welcome to all the students of this executive MBA program. One is congratulations. Second is this probably should be one of the most exciting moments. I think many don't necessarily get a chance to get into an MBA program where you have a platform, as the captain said in the story. So I think you're quite privileged, and it's also a great institution to be in. Yeah. A little bit about myself. I'm Ravi Shankar Iyer. I'm an alumni from IIT Bombay and also did my master's in the US. And my career over 30 plus years has been in technology, financial markets. I spent a lot of time with international banks in Japan and Goldman Sachs and Barclays and the like. I think one of the things that you're going to learn from some of my esteemed colleagues here, right? I mean, each one has such a depth of experience, and I think the beauty of this. I remember about 30 years ago, if you had to learn, you either had the book or the project you learned. Now you can learn online, and you get the chance to do face-to-face. So I think it's a great opportunity you can do that. The other thing which I think is very important is you have access to some brilliant cases, right? I think which I find that when I teach, I find that these case studies that is available makes you learn a lot. So I think you're in great hands. And one of the things that I focus on is financial markets on one side, and technology, which is more on the fintech and the like. Yeah, so I'm sure I look forward to opportunities where I will be covering some of that in any of the programs, or we do executive programs. And I love teaching, so even if I'm not in a semester, I'm sure I'm doing that outside also. And I wish you all the very best. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Bakr Siddiqui, please. Sir, good morning and warm welcome.
Thanks, Professor. Good morning, all. I am Bakr Siddiq. I come with over 16 years of corporate experience. So currently working with Acuity Knowledge Partners, former Moody's Analytics from past 7 years as Associate Director, managing different clients and teams. So prior to Acuity, I worked with firms like Societe Generale, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. Coming to teaching, I have close to 6 years of parallel teaching experience, mainly with DSU, and happy to be associated with the executive program from inception. And I'm fortunate to have given lectures at various IIMs across India. And I've taught the derivative subjects for 2019 PGP batch of IIM Nagpur as well. So I teach the finance subjects, mainly financial derivatives and security analysis and portfolio management for the students who opt the finance specialization. The subjects that I teach are helpful to know the finance and investments. It's more of a life lesson. So I welcome you all for executive program and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Nikhil Gupta and Professor Purnima Gupta. So good morning and warm welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Good morning to you as well. And welcome to the students. I'm myself, Nikhil. I come from IIT BHU. I did my engineering from electronics way back in '91. And then I attended MIT where I was working on the Sloan Fellows MBA program. My experience is mainly in the IT industry, and I'm a recent entrepreneur for about last 4 to 5 years. It's been an exciting journey. I will be taking entrepreneurship for T4. I think my message to the students here is that as a professor, I look forward to learning from you and sharing my experience, and from that, try to take out that from the class. Try to be able to get the class to work together. And what is my takeaway is my greatest thought process during the class. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I am Purnima, and I teach statistics from Banaras University, and then my management in finance. And welcome all of you for a great program in executive MBA. I am sure you'll learn a lot with such diverse faculties, and you'll gain a lot with this program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Ramesh Nagasamudram, please. Professor Ramesh Nagasamudram teaches marketing in trimester 1. Sir, over to you and good morning.
Thank you, Professor Rajan. Good morning to everybody. I'll keep it brief. We both get to interact next week. I'll be teaching you marketing management, and we interact for the next 18 hours. I welcome you to the course and look forward to intelligent interaction between the two. Thanks, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Satish Talikota, please. He teaches supply chain in trimester 4. Satish, sir, good morning and over to you.
Good morning, Professor Rajan. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We can't see
students.
you.
All right.
Students,
Students.
can't see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Students, good morning. This is Professor Satish Talikota. I teach total quality management. So one of the things which you as students are going to get introduced to is to look into your organization from a quality management perspective, and going through the quality management system, which cuts across the entire organization horizontally. So that cross section of your thinking is what PQM offers. So I'm going to discuss those insights with the various tools and techniques and all that. Now, a brief introduction. So I've been in industry for the past 30 years in IT and also in the industry, General Electric, and I look forward to engaging with you, various case studies, and have a great interaction. Thanks, Professor Rajan.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Tejas Rao. Professor Tejas teaches strategic decision making in trimester 3. Professor, good morning and over to you.
Hi, good morning, Professor Rajan. Thank you. Very good morning to all my colleagues and the incoming batch. Welcome to DSU, and wish you all the best on a great journey that you're about to embark on. To introduce myself, I'm a mechanical engineer by qualification. I have a master's in mechanical engineering, an MBA in strategy, and most recently a certification in strategy from IIM Kozhikode. I work full-time in a Swiss company called Buehler, where I manage strategic business development for India. Along with that, I also do startup scouting for Buehler, which means I'm interested in scouting for interesting startups, their valuation, how they're funded, and so forth. So like Professor Rajan said, I teach strategic decision making and management in term 3. It's an exciting course. It picks up where Professor Ramesh's marketing course sort of leaves off. So it'll be a good transition into that course. There's a great case that you'll be exposed to, and sufficient number of concepts that you can take away. But in the end, the value that you take away is directly proportional to the effort that you put in. So like Captain mentioned, I urge you not to stick to the classroom learnings, but to engage in discussions in class, outside of class. Try to bring in as much knowledge as you can to these discussions. Right? Thank you and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Professor. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Indranil Ganguly. Professor Ganguly teaches marketing specialization in trimester 4. Sir, good morning and warm welcome, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Professor Rajan, and good morning to all my colleagues and to the students of the incoming batch. So congratulations, you're on board, and we look forward to a very exciting journey ahead along with you guys. You will meet me in trimester 4, where I take social media marketing, as Rajan mentioned. A little bit of background, I come with an overall of 28 years of experience, 21 of which was spent in the corporate across a number of IT and telecom companies. Sales and business development was my specialization there. Thereafter, obviously I'm associated with DSU for a little over 2 years now. I also teach MBA students, in other institutes across the city, as well as I run my own startup called Pragmatica Consultants, where we do corporate training and executive search. My education, I'm an electronics engineer by training, and I completed my MBA from IIM Calcutta. So I will meet you a little later in the session also, where I'll introduce the marketing specialization to you. So catch you guys again then. That's enough for now. Thank you so much. Back to Raj.
Thank you, Professor. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Sriramu. Professor Sriramu teaches ITM specialization in trimester 4. Sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Professor Rajan. Good morning, everybody. I'm Sriram. I have an MTech in computer science from IIT Bombay. This was decades back. Close to 35 years of experience in various industry segments, including DRDO, research and development companies, and multiple multinational and transnational companies. In the last 4 years, basically, I started contributing to education institutions. My topics of interest are machine learning, data analytics, statistics, cloud computing. In DSU, I'm an adjunct faculty. Basically, I teach subjects at the intersection of business and technology. All of you have taken a good decision, and we know that it doesn't end in the decision itself. We have to implement it equally well. So I hope your implementation of your good decision will be equally good. Congratulations and all the best to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Rajat Rashmi. Professor Rajat Rashmi teaches business law in trimester 2. Ma'am, good morning. Warm welcome, and over to you, ma'am.
Thanks, Rajan. And congratulations to all of you who have joined EMBA in DSU, because where else in the world do you have such a wide range of experience among faculties? I feel humbled when I hear the introduction of all my colleagues, and also proud. I'm Rajat, and I'm a CA by profession. I'm also a trained trainer and coach. I teach law, plus I teach business ethics. Guys, I want you guys to remember that whatever you have come here to get, this constellation of professors who are here in front of you, they can give you a lot more than that. The thing is, are you willing to ask for it? So if you are, then you are at the right place. And one of the things that I really liked was when Professor Anurag mentioned that you guys should be in the classroom, show up, because there's a lot to be learned from these amazing faculties and the amazing class that you have, because all of you are executives. So show up in the class and learn your best. Good luck to you, and over to you, Professor Rajan.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Hari Ambadapudi. He teaches project management as well as logistics and supply chain management in the trimester 4 specialization. Sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Thank you. Once again, a warm welcome to all the students, and good morning to all the fellow faculty. It's a wonderful place to actually kickstart or leapfrog your career, no doubts about that. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm Professor Hari Ambadapudi. I got close to 2 decades of supply chain and project management experience. I worked with firms like Tata, GE, IBM before, and I'm associated with the DSU for the past 1 year. I've been teaching courses in project risk management and sales and operations planning. As everybody underscored, the learning is all about, co-learning. You are more, destined to learn from your fellow class members because it's a mix of all industries that you get to learn. And I urge you to participate in all the classes, make sure you attend all the classes. And more importantly, as far as project risk management, the course that I'm going to conduct this year, I go by the principle, all roads lead to Rome. So all the blocks that you are actually going through in first year or trimester 1 to 3, just consider them as building blocks. I'm going to pick and choose these building blocks to put case studies, which will help to execute the project risk management. And more importantly, I want everybody to analyze PRM from financial point of view, because it's all what matters is dollar at the end of the day. So good luck all of you guys, and looking forward to seeing you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Muthu Krishnan. He teaches accounting for managers in trimester 1. Muthu sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you, sir. Sir, can you also unmute your video as well? Thank you.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Swami Vivekananda once said, and quote here, education is the manifestation of the perfection already in the man. A very happy morning to all, to one and all present here, and a hearty welcome to all the executives. And I take this opportunity to congratulate all the new joinees for being selected and admitted for this EMBA, a flagship program of this university. I am Dr. Muthu, a postgraduate in commerce as well as in management, and I also having a research degrees in MPhil in commerce and PhD in finance from Madurai Kamaraj University. I also have qualified NET National Eligibility Test by UGC, and I have in total 2 decades of teaching experience in various best and reputed universities and B schools. My area of interest for teaching as well as for research is accounting for managers, financial management, and security analysis and portfolio management. As an adjunct, I will be with you all in the first trimester for a course called Accounting for Managers, which is a basic and important course in the management program. Looking forward and enriching, demanding, encouraging, and also a challenging sessions in the future to teach you and also to learn from you all. I would like to congratulate once again, and I wish you all the very best and good luck. Thank you, and see you soon in the next session. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Jiten Patri. Professor Patri teaches corporate entrepreneurship and innovation in trimester 2. He also teaches in entrepreneurship as a specialization in trimester 4. Sir, warm welcome and over to you.
Thank you so much, Professor Rajan. Good morning, everybody, colleagues, and welcome to all the students of the new batch of the Executive MBA. You're in the right place, and I'm sure when we meet in trimester 2, you're going to have a lot of fun trying to understand why entrepreneurship is such a critical component in today's learning. Right? Quick intro to myself. I've got about 30 years of experience. I'm a retailer, transformation agent, have been a marketer, and now a solopreneur, and where I consult with a few startups, including literally building one from ground up. Right. So look forward to seeing you in trimester 2 and more a little later. Thank you so much. And once again, all the very best.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Dr. Nisha Goyal. Dr. Nisha Goyal teaches full-time at the School of Commerce and Management Studies. She's a professor of finance. And Nisha, ma'am, warm welcome and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rajan, sir. Good morning to all of you. And I welcome all the executive MBA students to this program. I'm Dr. Nisha Goyal, and by qualification, I'm UGC NET GRF qualified in 2012, and I've completed my PhD in 2017 from NIT Jaipur. And my area of interest is behavioral finance, corporate finance, and finance specialization specifically, that is security analysis and portfolio management, international financial management. I'm an academician from core. I have 12 plus years of experience in the academics. And my message to all of you, because since you are having a diverse and pool of faculties, so please be sincere, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Archie D'Souza. Professor D'Souza teaches project management in your trimester 4 specialization. Sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you, sir.
Yeah, a very good morning to all of you, and congratulations on choosing such an exciting program. I teach as far as the executive MBA program is concerned. I teach project management, and I've been teaching supply chain and project management since a number of years. My corporate experience goes back to 1978, and I've offered supply chain solutions as well as handled projects during this period, right from that time, right up to 2018. I've been teaching from 1989 onwards in various institutions across the country. And I've been involved in this particular program, the executive management program, since its inception. So those of you who are specializing in project management, you will see me in the 4th semester. Over to you, Rajan.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Dattatreya Hulluru, who teaches artificial intelligence. Sir, good morning and warm welcome, and over to you, sir.
Very good morning, Professor Rajan, sir. Good morning to my fellow faculty members and students. My name is Dattatreya Hulluru. Basically, I'm an engineering graduate and also did my MBA and also hold MS in software systems from BITS Pilani. And also I did my PG diploma in data science from IIITB. I have overall 17 years of experience and currently working as associate director and head of the Center of Excellence on AML. And then as you know, it's said, there is no substitute for hard work and commitment. By saying this, I welcome you all to the family of DSU and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Commander Himanshu Joshi, who teaches business communication, who also teaches learning and development in your executive MBA program. He'll be teaching when you are in your trimester 4. Sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, everyone present over here. The students, I'll keep it short. I have been learning for the last 39 years, 32 of which were spent in the Indian Navy. I am a qualified anti-submarine warfare helicopter pilot, a specialist in naval logistics, human behavior assessor, and counselor and psychotherapist. I will be seeing you in T4 if you choose to specialize in HR. Till then, I will not give you any further gyan. Just say that keep doing well, and there are plenty of opportunities over here to learn and grow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Joshi, I can't resist the opportunity to tell this story about you getting the largest gold haul in the history of the Indian Coast Guard. And that is a good part. The not so good part is that none of it was shared with Commander Joshi. So, yeah.
It went into the national treasure.
The national treasure, yes. So, Professor Rajan, yeah, all yours.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Santosh Chandrasekhar, who teaches your finance specialization when you come to trimester 4. Santosh, sir, very good morning, and over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. So we have a saying that it says none of us is as smart as each one of us. So this is a collective course where you people, everybody will meet, different professors from different background, and also it is a honor for the professors to understand various kind of where you come from and what is your background and various experiences what the student have. So I'm Professor Santosh Chandrasekhar. I'm a chartered accountant and I've got 15 years of experience in finance, audit, and with various international gap. So I'll be meeting you on during your 4th semester. So until then, we'll keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Next, I'd like to call upon Dr. Srinivas Padmanabhuni, who teaches artificial intelligence and machine learning. Sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you.
Good morning.
I think it's a great course you're going to have ahead. And the biggest facet of it is the industry orientation, especially the capstone project, which you're going to work with either in your own context or very close to industry context. I think in the spectrum of courses on MBA here, I think you embarked on a very right journey in the executive MBA from DSU because it's very industry oriented and practical. So I myself teach AI and take up on AI-based executive MBA projects, and I'm very pleased with the work people do when they try to connect their work with the kind of learnings from they have in their years of study here. So wish all of you all the best for your executive MBA course. Look forward to having some of you as students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Anand Poffly. You will see Anand Poffly in trimester 4, where he teaches performance management to all of you. Sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Anand. I'm basically IT professional and an environment consultant with Masters in Computer Science and MBA. I've worked in the industry for about 30 years, so far in 3 years in academia, and also worked for companies like Zurich Financial Services, AIG, Emphasis, Lawson & Toubro in my career. As Professor Rajan says, I teach HR. I also teach IT and finance. I'll see you in T4 and hope to have a good interaction. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Dr. Pavitra Salanke. Pavitra ma'am teaches entrepreneurship, marketing, and HR. Ma'am, good morning and over to you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Pavitra. I've completed my PhD in human resource area, and my MBA also is in HR specialization. I've done my PG diploma marketing as well, and I have close to 10 years of experience. And my research interest would be on employee engagement, social media, and leadership. All the best to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd next like to call upon Dr. Anita Matthew. Dr. Matthew is a professor of business communication and HR as well. She's a full-time faculty at the School of Commerce and Management Studies. Ma'am, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you. Okay.
Yeah, morning. Thank you.
Yeah, morning, ma'am. Morning, ma'am. Morning, ma'am.
Welcome. I welcome all the students to this executive program. And I'm a science graduate with the PGPM and with the postgraduate degree in personal management with a degree in law. And I did my PhD from Aligarh Muslim University, and is a professor in the area of talent management, organizational behavior, and effective communication. I have close to 30 years of experience in academics, and majorly in the area of business communication and organizational behavior. And each experience with the academic institution has left behind huge amount of memories and learning. I have been associated with executive learning in one of the leading institutions in Delhi NCR region for close to 7 to 8 years. And that opened the vistas of being associated with full-time MBA as well as executive MBA. And it has also left a huge mark. So I have not, about to complete a year with Dayananda Sagar University, but I'm sure in my course of stay here, I'll be interacting with you. So I welcome you all to this university, and I hope you have a great learning experience with all the faculties around here. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Mohan Srinivasan, who's an industry professional. He works full-time with the School of Commerce and Management Studies. He also will be teaching to you global business when you come to trimester 3. Sir, good morning, warm welcome, and over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Rajan. And good morning, everyone. And congratulations, students, on joining Dayananda Sagar University's esteemed MBA program. I am Professor Mohan Srinivasan. I am working full-time as professor for MBA and Executive MBA. So I will be teaching IT operations, and next week I'll be teaching global business for all of you. So I am a postgraduate in industrial engineering and from National Productivity Council. So I'm also PMI and IBM certified senior project manager, and I have more than 35 years of IT experience. at IBM, ANZ, and Wipro. So I work close to 2 decades at IBM as practice area leader, digital practice, and also as cloud modernization offering leader. So I've been on long-term assignments, USA and UK, and I'm sure this industry experience and on-site experience will help you teach business, global business next week. Welcome once again and all the best to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Alok Chakravarti. He's a full-time faculty at the School of Commerce and Management Studies. He is a professor of business analytics, and also he is heading the COPE, which is the Business Analytics Center for Proficiency Enhancement at the School of Commerce and Management Studies. Professor Alok, warm welcome and over to you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Good morning to all students. And I wish you all a great welcome and warm welcome to this program. I would like to give you a brief background of mine. I've done MTech in Industrial Management and Engineering from IIT Kanpur. I'm currently pursuing PhD in Marketing Analytics. And I've been teaching several subjects within analytics, such as machine learning using R, data visualization using Tableau, statistics using SPSS, JMP, and marketing analytics for last 7 years in academia. Okay. I've also understood the importance of continuous learning, and this month itself, I participated in 3 workshops on statistics, machine learning, and case study. Last year, my paper on clinical data extraction automation using RPA was published in Scopus Journal. I've taken certifications on top industry tools such as Data IQ. And prior to coming to academia, I was with industry for close to 20 years. With organizations like IBM, ITC Infotech, Wipro, and Siemens. I've been associated with executive MBA students in their capstone review, and I look forward to interacting with you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Shweta Tiwari. She is a professor of HR and marketing, and she's a full-time professor at the School of Commerce and Management Studies. Professor Shweta, good morning and over to you.
A very good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to this university. We are a progressive group of faculties who would help you stay on track in your executive MBA journey, and definitely will contribute positively in your learning curve. I take subjects like entrepreneurship, marketing, and human resources, and I have completed my doctoral from SP Jain, Mumbai. I demonstrate rich consulting experience along with my experience in academia, majorly in the areas of digital marketing, lateral hiring, as well as the B2B marketing space. I wish you all the best in your journey further.
Thank you, Professor. Next, I'd like to invite Professor Prakash Karchirla, who's a professor of marketing, and you'll be engaging with him when you're in your trimester 4. Sir, good morning and warm welcome, and over to you. Yeah, in the meantime, I would like to invite Professor Sai Praveen, who's a full-time faculty at the School of Commerce and Management Studies. He teaches business analytics along with Professor Alok, and he also manages the COPE and various other activities at the university.
Yeah,
Professor Sai Praveen, warm welcome and over to you.
So Sai Praveen, just hold on for a second. Prakash, please go ahead.
Thank you, Captain, and good morning, everybody, and a warm welcome to all the students who have opted this wonderful course of Executive MBA. A brief introduction about myself. I'm a retired corporate professional. I worked with companies like MRF, Seat Tires, Gillette, Tata Motors, and with Cummins Group for a span of over 3.5 decades. And then my penchant for teaching and management education brought me to various business schools in Delhi, and my association with Dayananda Sagar also is up to now. This is, I think, the second batch I'll be dealing with. I teach advertising and integrated marketing communications by virtue of my career experience in marketing as a marketing head for Seat and Valvoline Cummins. So I really urge you all to take the utmost interest in this course, because you have excellent faculty who are coming with a lot of experience, and then it's up to you to get the best out of them in the time that you have that you're going to spend in this institute. And all the best to you, and we'll see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Over to Professor Sai Praveen, please.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So I'm Sai Praveen. I'm in business analytics faculty. So basically, I'm an engineer, mechanical engineering background, and then I did my finance. And here I teach statistics courses and all technical subjects, and also train students on algo trading, the specialized domain in financial markets. That's the area, and also I coordinate various student-related activities on campus. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Darpana Singh, please. Ma'am, good morning and over to you.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the wonderful platform of Executive MBA. I am Darpana. I have done my MBA in marketing, and I'm also trained by the British Council. I have got 9 years of experience in HSBC, predominantly in global banking and markets, credit risk, and compliance. I wish you all the very best. And yeah, my area of interest is HR, and I would be taking that. Thank you, everyone, and welcome again. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Captain, I think we have exhausted on all the list of faculties. Anybody I have missed out? Any professors I have missed out? Please, can you raise your hands? I'll call out you subsequently. I think no one has been missed out so far.
Maybe you should introduce yourself, Professor Rajan.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'll do that.
Briefly, please.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Professor Rajan. I am the Deputy Director for this program, which is the Executive MBA. Along with me, I have my team. I have Malti ma'am. She takes care of the student services. I have Arvind, who takes care of all your fees and the program administration, etc. And I also have Imtiaz in my team, who is the virtual classroom expert. So any of your Zoom issues, etc., Imtiaz is the person you can contact him. Yeah. So together, the four of us are managing the show, of course, under the leadership and the able guidance of our Dean, Professor Captain Nagaraj Subbarao. It's a pleasure working with you. And this is my, I think, 7th orientation, in the program. It's been a fantastic journey. And we really hope that you enjoy the journey as much as we love our jobs. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, now are the alumni coming in? So
no, sir, not now.
Thanks to all the professors for being here, and all of you are busy folk. So thank you very much indeed for being here and introducing yourselves. We will now move ahead with the rest of the program. That is the program understanding and the orientation in the sense of what really happens in this particular program.
Actually, 11:30 we have the alumni. The alumni is already here. Can I just get them and then we'll take a 5-minute break?
Do that. I think you should do that, and then we can sort of take a quick break and move back to the
alumni segment. Okay, I'll do that, sir. Yeah. So what you just saw, was just the tip of the iceberg, and we have more faculties. Few of them have not been able to join today. I'm sure you will be engaging with them, meeting them, seeing them as we go along. Yeah. This particular segment, which is the program overview, which basically essentially explains to you the functional overview
Rajan,
of the program.
Let us do the alumni part, please.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you. So students, we are coming to the alumni segment. So now the feather in the cap for us as a team comprising of the dean, the staff, the faculty is when we make better managers out of students. We have a lot of stories coming in from various of our, student pass outs who have told us a lot of things, how the career trajectory has happened to them, etc. So you will be meeting them as you go along. So next, I'd like to invite upon some of our alumni students. These are the students with whom you must meet meet and draw lots of inspirations. These students have gone through the entire rigor, which is the Executive MBA program. They have emerged successfully across each and every term. Like many professors mentioned over here, they have also attended each and every classes. They have gone through the entire program, burned the midnight oil while they were there with the program. Yeah. So while there's a big pool of talented students, what you're about to see is just the tip of the iceberg. I would be calling upon our students one by one, and they will do a short talk to all of you about their experiences, which is the Executive MBA program. First, calling out the first student is Mr. Manigandan or Mani. He's a risk management and an internal audit professional with around 14 years of work journey maneuvering through audits, taxation, due diligence, and risk management. He's an Executive MBA student of the DSU Feb-March 2021 batch. He's a financial management specialist. He loves to read, write, and like most Indians, he's a cricket and a movie lover. His motto in his own words of taking up the Executive MBA program is 14 years of work experience is a foundation, but an experience without management lessons is only a dead-end foundation. Hence, he believes this Executive MBA was the necessary thrust to leverage into the various ample opportunities that it provides. Over to you, Mani, and thank you so much for attending. You're muted, Mani. Can't hear you. Mani, we can't hear you. Okay, while you fix it, I'll call the next speaker. Yeah, I think go on. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
This happens every time. Yeah. But so good. When you said me tip of the iceberg, it feels good that we are on the tip of the mountain. Thank you so much, sir. Two feelings today. One is nostalgia. A year and a half back, we were sitting in the orientation and all excited and all that. The second one is the excitement. The excitement of, I think it's brushing off from all attendees here. So congratulations to everyone who has joined. And I'd like to put my experience into 4 baskets. The first one being, the first basket being the beginning of a new thought process. The program is structured in such a way that you're able to think beyond what you already know. And it's structured through various Harvard case studies, MIT. You're exposed to such challenging scenarios, simulations that help you understand something beyond what you know. So it extrapolates what you know, plus gives you a new version of yourself. And the second one is, the most important. I have Sanjay, my friend here or two. So establishing connects. I think we all connect with so many various peers of ourselves who challenge our thought process. Not only just become friends, but challenge our thought process and become different individuals. You don't want to get into the Dunning-Kruger effect that you think, that's your well. You become a frog in the well. You don't want to do that. And these friends help you out in coming out of that. And the next one is the seeds of leadership. You said that the stories of managers is what you're hearing, superior managers, but yes, the source of leadership is already sowed in through various management principles that inculcated through the program structure. And the last, I kept the best for the last, the teaching and training. I think all faculty, I was just going through, it was exciting for me because I logged in early and I was listening to every introduction. It's the same thing. They say that challenge us to get the best out of us. And it's always been a pleasure to challenge all the faculty here and, get the best out of them and learn from them. So if you put into an acronym what I said, beginning of a new thought process, establishing connect, seeds of leadership and teaching faculty, it becomes best. So yeah, I've had a best experience and I wish all the best to all the students out here. Yeah.
Thank you, Mani. Next, I'd like to call upon Vikas Katjala, who's a vendor operation project manager at Twitter. He's based out of Bengaluru. He leads the quality operations and process excellence for global teams in the APAC and the EMEA regions. He loves to travel and considers himself to be a big-time foodie. Vikas, wonderful hosting you again, and over to you.
Thanks, Professor Rajan. Hi, everybody. So my name is Vikas Katjala, like what Professor
mentioned. Can you turn on your video? Can you please turn on your video if you don't mind? Thanks.
I'm actually traveling and I have no network,
okay,
but I really wanted to be a part of this conversation, so I'm here.
Go on. Sorry.
Great. So for me, when I started my journey with DSU, it was almost at the same time that I started my journey with Twitter as well. And Twitter, like all of you all know, is a global platform. And what really helped, and the course that I've actually taken is project management, right? And then for me to really step into these shoes of a global project manager was really difficult. The initial couple of months was a challenge for me to understand the global standards. I've been a part of a project managing team for a very long time. My overall experience is close to 14, 15 years now. But when I stepped into this role, it was really difficult for me to, get things together for myself. This program, I almost felt was custom made for me, where it almost helped me in multiple steps. So the program is designed in such a way that you're able to learn and evolve yourself into that role. So, and that's why initially when I started off sitting through the program, it was just a checkbox item for me, where I wanted to get an executive MBA degree that will help me grow in my career. But that's where it all changed after I started attending these classes regularly. Right. For me, it was more of an evolution into this role where I was able to amass a lot of information from professors, the training curriculum, that helped me evolve into a role. And today, within almost 2 years, I am being promoted to a senior program manager. And thanks to DSU, to be able to custom make the programs that help me evolve into this role. Right, so that's just one part of the program. What I strongly recommend each one of y'all is to ensure that you participate in these sessions. These are really interactive sessions that you have with the professors. The curriculum itself is so beautifully made. It's that there are Harvard business case studies. There are multiple case studies that help you, that are thought-provoking, that help you understand what's the business decision that you need to take in such a situation, right? How do you tailor make those decisions that will help your business grow, evolve, and therefore, right? So what I would want to basically give a big shout out to everybody who were involved in creating this program. This will basically help you take strides in your career, and then whatever mainstream program that you've taken, get yourself involved, be a part of every weekend training sessions. The curriculum is designed for us to, basically take a stride in the career. So I wish you all the best, and thank you again, Professor, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Vikas. I would next like to call upon our next student. Her name is Jasveer Kaur. She's a project management student. She's a batch of Feb 2020. Jasveer Kaur currently works as a project lead at Wipro Limited at Pune location. She has a total of 9 years of experience in automotive infotainment domain. Jasveer, wonderful seeing you, and over to you.
Thank you, Professor. Hi, Professor Rajan. Hi, Captain. Good morning to all of you. Okay. So as you have mentioned, I got project lead role at Wipro because of my MBA course that I have completed from DSU. And it was a 17 months of busy yet beautiful journey. I learned the most and gained a lot of knowledge, confidence, experience from our well-experienced industry leaders and peers. In addition, it also widened my network. I'm in touch with many of our students, so I always learn from them, and we interact on time-to-time basis. So the topics, whatever we have covered in MBA, are all relevant to my career and are really useful. I'm benefited by this MBA course because my presentation skills, the way I communicate at office, so all those has been changed. In this course, it does not include only these MBA related topics, but also interesting case studies, interactive sessions, additional study resources, video links, and real life and practical examples. Our professors taught us how to deal with difficult situations at workplace by giving their own examples, which they have faced in the past, and shared their learnings. Initially, I joined DSU with the expectation of getting just an MBA degree because I want to apply for Canada PR. But when I started this course, it was so interesting, and I have changed my career goals and aspirations, and now I have clear vision what I want to achieve in my near future and in long term. So I feel proud and privileged that I have done MBA from Dayananda Sagar University. And I, um, uh, uh, I, I would say that you guys have chosen the right university. So work hard and finish your exams and assignments on time. So I'm thankful to all the faculty members, Captain Nagraj, Professor Rajan, Professor Shankar, Professor Raghuram, Professor Archie, Professor Ramesh, and Professor Tejas Rao, and other faculty members, and my classmates and group mates. So thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasveer. Last, but definitely not the least, I have Sanjeev Manurkar. Sanjeev is a BE degree in computer science. He has over 2 decades of experience in the IT field, and he's a 3-time entrepreneur in the areas of food, fitness, and finance verticals. In his free time, Sanjeev likes to network with people, play cricket, travel to new places, read, spend time with the family. He also believes in the concept of the harder I work, the luckier I get. Sanjeev, wonderful seeing you once again, and over to you, Sanjay.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction, Professor Rajan. So I'd like to take this opportunity to extend my sincere most thank you to our Dean, Professor Captain Nagraj, and all the staff, right, who have taught us invaluable things over the course of our journey. I'd also like to extend a very warm welcome to the current batch of the EMBA program. So I work for Infoblox as a senior product manager, which is my day job. And right now I own TrueVisory Investment Private Limited. That's to fulfill my aspirations and dreams. Now, I did the EMBA program with BSU specifically to fulfill or to ensure that I learn a couple of things, right? So the one is, first is to learn how to create, manage, and build a sustainable business that provides value to end users and is profitable at the same time. 2, for my day job, right? I mean, MBA degree would definitely help me in opening doors for further roles at a management level, at the current org, and even for the next level outside the current org. Right, so that aligns very well with my career path. And 3, and probably the most important, is networking for me. Right, I mean, I definitely enjoyed learning, but also interacting with my group mates and my batchmates as part of this program. And over the next minute or so, I will walk you through the whats and do's of this program that helped me the most, so that probably you can make the best out of it by following some of them. First one is attending the classes, right? I mean, please ensure that you put in every effort to attend every class that is being held, right? I mean, professors take a lot of effort, and in my view, we learn the best by attending these classes, because then we get to hear from the horse's mouth directly. Second is doing your assignment sincerely, right? It could be individual or group. Please put the best effort you can, to do justice to the assignments that are crafted so that we learn the best out of this program. 3, every subject that is put in the curriculum is designed to serve a purpose in your professional life. Learn it, understand it, and as you progress in this journey of EMBA, you'll learn to stitch all these pieces together. Professors who teach us here, right, they are a wealth of information. They have been most accommodative, and they are most accommodative when we reach out to them for any clarifications. Please make the best use of their expertise. And again, I would like to thank every professor who have helped us and taught us as part of this journey. The last one is, this is the platform that gives you the best of the ways to connect and grow your professional network. Make every effort to connect and have the best of your abilities put in there to, so that you know everybody everywhere. And with this, I would like, I wish you all the very best for your future, and I hope that our paths cross again in future, the new batch. Thank you, and I hope that you have a great 17 months of learning here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Sir, our segment is over, alumni. We have Professor Soundarya Lakshmi. So can we give her a short introduction and then take a small break, a 5-minute break?
Yeah, and post that, we'll take a quick 5-minute break and return.
Yeah. Sure, sir. Soundarya ma'am, so I have Professor Soundarya Lakshmi. She is a professor of organization behavior and human resource management. So you will be seeing her during the course of your program. Ma'am, good morning and warm welcome to you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Professor Rajan and Professor Captain. First of all, I should wish all of you who have kind of enrolled for this program I've been here associated with DSU for last little more than a year as adjunct professor. I come with HR experience, industry experience in engineering and IT for the last over two decades in the industry. I'm currently working in an IT product company, and they are very passionate about human resource and like to take up few subjects that can give you working experience when it comes to corporate and be the best for you in your curriculum.
Thank you, ma'am. So students, the next and the last segment will be on the program overview. So before we get into that, I think we'll take a 5 or a 10-minute break. We'll be back at 11:50 sharp. Thank you. Please don't log off, just stay over there and we'll be just right back.
Thanks, thanks, Professor Rajan. Thanks, Captain, and thank you all.
Captain, we have
good afternoon, professors and students.
Arvind, 1 minute. Captain, we have the program overview, which is the various specializations. I think faculties are waiting. We'll finish it off and then end with Arvind's presentation.
Okay. You can
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Arvind, you can keep the presentation on the first slide, maybe.
You can stop sharing, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So good morning, students. Good morning, professors, my staff, my faculty. This particular segment, which is the program overview or the functional overview, we will have a short talk by each and every faculty from our specialization, who will tell you what each of the specialization when you come to trimester 4 entails. This is just an overview, just to give you an idea as to what really happens in that particular specialization. So I will be calling upon each and every professor who will speak, give you a very brief insight into each and every specialization. So the first one, I would like to call upon Professor H.N. Shankar, who will be speaking to you about business analytics. Shankar sir, good morning.
Again, good morning and welcome. I'll be talking to you about the subject of business analytics. Analytics is essentially about decision making. Okay, we are in a world which is well known as VUCA world: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity is all around us. Despite this reality, we need to be taking decisions which are dependable and also less risky. Risk can't be avoided, but risks have to be managed, okay, as and when they occur. So it's about creating a responsive organization, a responsive environment. So analytics deal with that. There are 3 streams of analytics: descriptive analytics, which is essentially to know how we are performing relative to what we plan to do. Second is the diagnostic analytics, which is part of descriptive analytics in a way. If we have deviated from where we had to be, why have we deviated? Root cause analysis. Okay, Only after doing that analysis, we can take corrective action. The faster we are able to take corrective action to come back on course, we are more responsive. The next one is the predictive analytics. To know ahead in the future, the likely scenario we are going to face, the kind of world we are going to face, so that we can get prepared to address that. Or if that outcome is not going to be desirable, discover a course of action to move to something, a better state. The last of the analytics is the prescriptive analytics, which I handle. You know, in management, there are essentially three kinds of decisions: operational, tactical, and strategic. And in terms of complexity and impact, it is in that order. The prescriptive analytics is more about what is that we need to do, how all we can do it, what are the payoffs in each way. So, and then decide on the best possible decision. The entire subject of analytics, which includes subject of statistics, a lot of business modeling, predictive modeling, prescriptive modeling, is what we are going to tell you. That way, you become better decision maker. Gone are the days when we could take decision by instinct based on past experience. Future is never going to be like the past. So we are in an uncertain world, as I told you. This is what we are going to train you for. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Raj.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Jiten Patri, who is going to speak to you about entrepreneurship as a specialization. Sir, welcome once more time, and over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Professor Rajan. One quote that I keep rereading, and this is from a book that was written in 1970 by a gentleman called Alvin Toffler. The name of the book is Future Shock. In that he says, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. While this holds true for the entire course and the entire program, more so, I think it's relevant for this specialization on entrepreneurship. Because today, we are living in the 21st century. We are living in a VUCA environment where the challenges are extreme. And we need to find ways to adapt and overcome these challenges. On the parallel, there are a lot of opportunities that are coming up that can be used, be it climate change, be it technology disruption, so on and so forth. So how is it that we can program ourselves to recognize an opportunity, see how the opportunity can be made into a venture, see if the venture can be actually be taken live and a company be created out of it, and you can then scale it up from just an idea into a fairly successful startup, right? That's what we'll try and do in the T4, in the trimester 4, the specialization course, where three of us, which is Professor Jalan, Professor Gupta, and myself, will walk you through and mentor you in developing your entire business idea, if you so desire, right? So the entire trimester 4 ends with a capstone project, which is actually developing a complete business plan, right from thinking of the idea, the executive summary, so on and so forth, including financials. Right? It's going to be an exciting specialization, and I'm really happy to note and kind of tell you that there are three, and then Sanjay is here, who's just finished his trimester 4. The three of them who have already launched their ventures, right? So that's I think the power of the specialization of entrepreneurship, and I hope to see many of you there in the next few months. Thank you so much, Professor Raj.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Aj Krishnan, who will give you a quick review about the FM specialization. Krishnan, sir, good morning once again, and back to you.
Yeah, good morning. Professor Sagar was talking about risk. So we have specialization of 3 subjects in trimester 4 relating to finance. The first topic is financial derivatives and risk management. That means there are many instruments which are coming into the market, which have a very relevant, and risk sharing is happening. Not one company is not going to share the entire risk. It can be shared by instruments which are available in the market. So all the details about what are the risks the company is going to face, what are the instruments the company is having at its disposal, and what are the case studies relating to that, and calculations, numericals, and practical applications. All these things you are going to study in FDRM. Then we have security analysis and portfolio management as a second subject. It is the investment environment. Then the types of analysis which are taking place, like fundamental analysis, technical analysis, then random walk theory and things like that. And capital markets, look into it with a practical application. And then behavioral science and technical analysis. Like all these things are happening even currently. The Sensex and the Nifty, the way they are moving with each international and national happening. All those things you are going to have a bird's eye view. And finally, we have project operation and financing. Any company has to invest a lot of money in a project upfront based on expected returns. How do you reduce all the risk by a proper planning, proper execution, proper monitoring, etc. So all these things will be covered in the finance trimester 4, and it's going to be very interesting and very useful and very practicability application. Thank you so much. Good day.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Mohan Srinivasan, who's going to give you an insight into the global business specialization. So good morning and welcome back.
Thank you, Dr. Rajan. And so I'll be discussing about the global business specialization. So there'll be 3 courses under global business, which will be, the first will be the global sales, marketing and distribution, which will be about how you do sales marketing in the global environment. Second is the global HR. So this is in terms of how the HR is going to be in the global environment. And last but not the least is a global finance course, which is the third one under the global business. So what you will be learning is to conduct a business in the global context, meaning that you will learn from everything from different cultures to the management of multinational business and the expansion into an international territory. So how you're going to do all this will be covered in this course. So you'll know about the cultures, you will know about the political situation, how you need to manage there, the formal, informal environments which are there, the institutions which are there. All this you will be learning in this course. Apart from this, you will also learn the nuances, politics, dynamics of doing business in global economy. So this is the most important course because it will help you build yourself, which is sought after by the employers. And it also translates into career advancement and a lot of opportunities for you in the global business space. And you will also know how the global business has brought in increased connectedness of the business, markets, people, and information across countries. So I think this is a very important course for you to develop a global perspective in order to be successful in business. So that's all from my end. Any queries, please let me know.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Soleil Bhaskaran, who's going to speak to you about the HRM specialization. Soleil, sir, good morning and once again, welcome back. Okay, in the meantime, I would like to call upon Professor Sriramu. Professor Sriramu is going to speak to you about ITM specialization and product management specialization. Sir, good morning and welcome back.
Good morning, sir. Welcome back once again, all the students. Now, this is regarding the IT strategy. Actually, it is actually digital strategy and digital transformation course. Okay. You know, with the disruption on the rise across the industries, across the world, the organization needs resilience and agility, right? They are changing everywhere. So basically, we teach about, I will give you one instance. There is around 800 survey, which was conducted by the Boston Consulting Group. Only 30% of the digital transformation projects are successful, right? So we will tell you how to, now not to be in the 70%, how to be in the 30% successful. So we'll teach you how the business, the technology, and the strategy basically are brought into fusion. Okay, it's never the case that these things are separate. In fact, Boston and other researchers also tell that because these three are not in fusion, right, the difficulties arose. So basically in this, as a result of the digitization of your organization and the digital transformation, new avenues for growth have cropped up that we call it typically called a blue ocean, right? As compared to a very competitive red ocean, how digital transformation and having the right digital strategy can identify blue ocean for you. Okay, this is almost like a piece of gold, right? So we will tell you about that. and also will understand certain traditional business elements like competitive forces, three generic strategies, business architecture. And as a result of this course, 3 or 4 certification courses will help you a great deal because you are going to be a CTO or a CIO, because in the current form of the industries, these two are getting clubbed, the CIO and the CTO's office are getting clubbed. So if you want to be a successful CTO, okay, all these things, the technology, business, and the strategy are important. 3 more courses I will we will also recommend as a part of your career growth for the next 3 or 4 years. One is the TOGAF standards, another IT standards, the COVID standards. And if you are lucky enough, if Professor Rahul or take a course on basically design thinking, it will help you, form up as a good strategist and a good designer of human digital transformation. So a lot of things are there to cover. I won't take much time. And so as a part of the CTO's team, so you also please study about what it takes to be successful, and let it be a kind of a mutually, good interactive session all through. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Soleil Bhaskaran, who's going to talk to you about the HR specialization. Sir, welcome back.
Yeah, once again, welcome back all the students. The HR specialization has been taken into care exactly based on the industry emerging requirements. Primarily, we are trying to cover 4 areas. 1, transactional HR, transformational HR, strategic HR, international HR, and the best practices in HR. So these are the 4-5 areas we would be concentrating to take care of your industrial needs in the coming days. The papers would include papers like learning and development, performance management, compensation management, business laws, labor laws. So in that connection, that you will be able to have a total experiential transformational approach in undertaking your HR function. So we look forward to see you soon with an HR specialization courses. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to invite Professor Hari Ambadapudi, who's going to speak to you about logistics and supply chain management, as well as project management. Sir, good morning and welcome back once again.
Thank you, sir. Let me start with logistics and supply chain management first. We've been, hearing about a lot of these risks, and I mean, I don't know if I should really thank COVID and Suez Canal for putting a lot of focus on supply chain management. This is something which has been overheard, if not, overused. While everybody understands that there is a large portion of importance that we all need to give supply chain because it directly impacts the bottom line. However, because of all the recent, challenges that the world has seen, it got an undeniable place in the boardroom. While the risks and the resilience are, some things which has been the flavor of the season, what we at DSU primarily does is, tap those areas which are very, very relevant for the global supply chain management these days. And more importantly, if I have to, dig deep into the broad areas that we try to cover at DSU, sales and operations planning, which is going to talk about the drivers of, what drives the supply chain, what are the, entities that needs to come together in order to propel or deliver the supply chain as a whole, the objectives, capabilities, etc. The other aspect of logistics and material management, it brings down the activities or the plans of sales and operations management into more with a greater focus on execution and identifying the challenges, etc. And the third course, IT in supply chain, which is going to complement this execution and planning. We're trying to help in understanding the facets or the concepts of IT, which are going to cut across the planning and execution systems as far as supply chain is concerned. Of course, supply chain, the discussion cannot be unidimensional. It all happens in a very collaborative environment in the class where everybody shares their supply chain challenges that they have seen and they also want to address. It will be supported by one of the tried and tested case study methodology, where we try to discuss a lot of case studies from HBR and also Sloan management reviews. So this is briefly about supply chain. And let me quickly give a brief overview of what we try to co-learn in terms of project management specialization. Just a bit of key numbers. Most of the times, 10 to 12% of project management investments get wasted. For every billion, roughly 120 million gets wasted in the sense of, overpayment, or not sticking to the timelines, whatever the case may be. And it's going to be 9 to 10 trillions by 2025, huge figure. And if we see, there's a gradual transformation of the methodologies for the project management that we keep hearing in the market, starting from waterfall, agile, etc., etc. Fundamentally, the expectation from any project did not change. You got to ensure you're delivering things in the time plan, in the cost plan, to the satisfaction of the specifications. That is all the mantra of the project management. But when we actually take a look back and understand why these methodologies are there in play, etc., there is a specific reason for that. And keeping that aside, we at DSU follow the footsteps of PMBOK, which is the gold standard as far as the project management concept around the world is concerned. We broadly deal into three important and distinct concepts of project management as a part of trimester 4. One, the emerging areas, how to define a project. What is the role of you as a project manager? How do we understand various processes and their interplays within the project management? How can you confidently take up the role of a project manager in managing the projects and program? And if you recollect the discussion that the gentleman from Twitter said, it tremendously helped him to propel to take up the next level with a lot of ease and confidence. And the second area is planning and control. We all talk about plans. There are a lot of deviations. How do we plan for the project success? What are the phases of the project management? How do we identify the challenges in the starting from initial phase to closure phase? How do we define the work breakdown structure and different components in estimating the number, and also trying to understand the overruns? How do we inculcate the control into the projects? This becomes an essentially important part as far as PM is concerned. And finally, in the project risk, what are the risks? If you plan anything, even if you go out, to get something, build a Christmas tree, go to in a mall, there are lots of risks, in terms of traffic risk, in terms of car risk, etc., etc. But when you are talking about the multi-million deal project, you've got to understand different types of risk from different dimensions. How do we assess the risk? Qualitatively, quantitatively? How do you filter them? How do you build mitigation strategies? How do you ensure that the disruptions are minimum? This is all, a very broad summary of the project management discipline. And I'm sure it is going to be definitely exciting. As I always mention, everything has got a financial impact. We will also directly understand the impact of all these things on to the financials of the organizations. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Rahul Dige, who's going to speak to you about operations management. Rahul, sir, good morning once again, and over to you.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. So operations management is a very classical specialization in management. It has been around for ages for the simple reason that a lot of management actually started with the manufacturing industry, the logistics industry. So it is an area where you learn how to make any operations that you are running the most effective and efficient. So not to be confused with project management that you heard about. Projects are typically run one time and they are distinct from each other. Every project is different from another project. But operations management is essentially streamlining the operations of any type of organization, whether it is a service organization or a manufacturing organization. If you talk about service delivery, which is maybe Swiggy or Amazon, etc., streamlining those operations, as well as also getting the maximum out of your staff and your machines in manufacturing. So the specialization broadly consists of areas which include, quality management, lean operations management, and also there is a flavor of supply chain and logistics in this specialization. So these are the three primary courses. We have very experienced faculty teaching these courses, and I hear that the intake for the 4th trimester batch this year is only increasing. It's gone up. So I would urge you folks to look at the details of the specialization, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me Also reach out to any other faculty who are in the specialization also. And once again, warm welcome to all of you. And it's good luck for the next 16, 17 months of your program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Last but definitely not the least, I have Professor Indranil Ganguly, who's going to speak to you about the marketing specialization. You will find him in your final trimester if you are a marketing student. Professor, good morning, and once again, and welcome.
Yeah, hi, thank you. So I'm back. And yeah, definitely not the least. Thank you, Ravi, for pointing that out. So, so this is specialization, where the three of us, the three faculty who will be interacting with you in trimester 4, along with, the leadership of DSU, we worked carefully to curate this course. And, we try to bring to you content which is extremely contemporary. Okay, so we keep, evolving our content as the years pass, and every time we try to bring in newer content, because you know better than me that things are changing at amazing speeds. So when it comes to the effects of COVID, the effect of technology, how today's customers are much younger than yesterday's customers, how are they responding to marketing messages? How do we keep their interest sustained because of the clutter of information that surrounds them at any point in time? So when we talk about market research, we have to do thorough market research using technology, understanding our consumers' behavior. Right? We do that research to find out their behavior. How do we keep them engaged? How do we communicate with them? So, when it comes to communicating, so all the advertising and the promotions that we do with for our customers, our chosen customers, how does that, how do they really find it relevant and respond? Because unless a customer responds to you, all your advertising budget just goes down the drain, right? And from the digital marketing perspective, which is where I personally come in, I take this course on social media marketing, where I take all the principles of marketing and apply it to the virtual world, apply it to the digital world. Because of course, COVID has accelerated the process. Customers today are increasingly asking for things to be presented to them virtually. Which is a challenge for certain industries, but everybody's kind of had to adjust, and they've adjusted very well. So these are things, which are 3 subjects, just to name the subjects for your benefit. Consumer behavior and market research is one of the subjects. Advertising and integrated marketing communication is another, and social media marketing is the third. These are the 3 subjects we come to you with. But believe me, there are amazing linkages between all these 3. In fact, the 3 professors, we get together, and actually one of the assignments we do among the 2 assignments is actually a common assignment, so that you can derive commonalities between all these 3 streams. Okay, case studies, needless to say, again, very contemporary. We try to keep it as recent as possible so that you get the flavor of things happening today. And the last thing I wanted to say is, we try to make this as relevant for people who are already in marketing, but we are also joined often by a lot of you who haven't been in marketing so far and aspire to be in marketing. So, obviously our responsibility is to make you, come up to the level of people who've already practiced marketing, and, they share their experiences of how it's been in their careers so far. And, you learn not only from us, you learn equally from your colleagues who've already been in marketing. And hopefully by the end of the specialization, you are in a position, strong enough position to jump into this very exciting specialization, exciting function in your organization, much easily than you thought you would be able to do so. Yeah, so look forward to interacting along with my colleagues. We look forward to interacting with you. We'd love to have you in the marketing specialization, and meet you sometime next year in your 4th trimester. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Professor. I think Professor Sriramu has not spoken about product management, which is our the latest, in the various specialization that we are offering to all the students. So I have once again Professor Sriramu, who's going to talk to all of you about the product management specialization, which is the 11th and the last specialization. So over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. If there is one person in the organization involved in serious product development who is omnipresent across all departments, whether it is R&D, whether it is marketing, whether it is HR, whether it is other groups of the organizations across sites, if there is one person who is omnipresent, he is going to be, he or she is going to be the product manager. Okay. Now, it's a very hectic and very highly responsible position. This particular process of product management, stretches across all the departments in the organization. So this course basically teaches you, it's a web of 3 courses. One is the product strategy, other one is the go-to-market strategy, other one is the product lifecycle management, right? Now, if you take in any serious product development, there will be something like in the CTO's office, there are technology incubators or early stage accelerators, right? And after that is the complete product development. They will have different gates. They will have different gates for all these things. So this course basically teaches you about all the product development process. There will be some tailorings with reference to other organizations. Okay, there will be some differences, but the framework won't change, right? For example, in the product strategy, we talk about market analysis and segmentation, where business models, portfolio planning, right? And road mapping, product road mapping, and business case development. This business case development and going to them and telling them and estimating your probably your sales, your return on investment, everything, and making them to agree, making them to give you money of around, let us say, $50 million, $60 million for a particular product, depending on, of course, what the product is a huge responsibility. Okay, and if there is one role in the organization where you can try to bring technology to life. Otherwise, all these technologies will die out. Without a successful product management process and a person, this technology won't come to life. So you're, as a person, responsible for bringing this to life in the organization, right? Otherwise, we have heard about a lot of failures in the product system. Great technologies did not come back to life, right? These are all the results of good product management. So this specialization basically teaches you across these 3 web of courses how to be successful. And also from a skills perspective, okay, it demands very highly team building ability, leadership skills, and the road itself is a perfect coordination, right? Across sales, advertising, finance, R&D, operations, supply chain, executive management, and all that, right? So it's basically a multidisciplinary. It involves also talking to customers, developing the next features, digging the analytics. Analytics is also a very important aspect across all the groups and process steps, right? So you need to have that multidisciplinary, and you need to enjoy this role. Okay, it's basically a persuasive role across all the departments. So basically, these 3 courses, will help you to become a good product manager, no matter what kind of product it is, highly technology oriented, highly interactive, or it could be a social media, it could be a $1 million project. Okay, that does not matter. These 3 framework across these 3 courses will teach you to become a sound product manager. Okay, all the best to you.
Thank you, sir. So next we come to the concluding segment of this program, which is the program overview. And I would like to introduce my colleague, Mr. Arvind, who's going to take you through this presentation. So Arvind has been, in academics for a very long time, and he's from the seniority in the academics point of view, Arvind is much more senior to me. So he's going to speak to all of you about the do's and don'ts and all the other things that you need to know, which will help us run the program in a very smooth fashion. So anything to do with LMS or your class recordings, your assignments, etc., you must get in touch with Arvind and make sure that you are in touch with the program, which ensures that you do all these things regularly and effectively. So over to Arvind, and Arvind, yeah, it's all yours. Thanks. Arvind, can you keep it in the full screen mode, please?
Arvind, you have to unmute.
Can't hear you, mate.
Please unmute. Sir. Hello, is it audible, sir? Can you hear me?
Yeah, please go to full screen. Full screen.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hope all of you have received the WhatsApp group yesterday from Rajan sir, that request to join the WhatsApp group, and we will be sending you an email related to LMS on coming Tuesday, once we set up LMS, where you can access recorded sessions, course outline, and other study related materials. And many of you have interacted with our counselors regarding the course and curriculum, and you know a little details about our program. It's a weekend part-time program, 17-month program. Classes are conducted on Saturdays and Sundays, and the program focuses on enhancing managerial skills and competencies. As we have stated earlier, that we have 3 intakes: February, June, and October. And students will have the access to classes on campuses and also live classes through online. And we would like to emphasize that all examinations are held on campuses, and there are no online examinations from this batch. At the end of 3rd semester, students are required to choose your specialization.
No. Just go back to the last slide. No, yeah. So I heard you mention that there are no online exams from this batch. There have never been any online examinations.
Yes, sir. So all students are required to be taking exams on campus at Kudlu Gate, Campus 3. Students are requested to choose your specialization after 3rd semester. Our faculty mentors and faculty guides will help you to choose specialization. We will be also forwarding the guidelines, the faculty allocations, and the course diaries and other related materials as and when it is required. The university will allow you to choose dual specialization. That you have to complete the first specialization, and then you have opportunity to take the second specialization. So these are the total 11 specializations that we are offering: business analytics, finance, global business, marketing, lean operations, project management, and product management. So I request all of you to note the subject codes, the abbreviations, and the total credits for all the courses for the entire program. There are total 16 courses, including the project work. You have a code. I will share this PPT separately on email. All of you can note the credits. You are going to earn total 54 credits at the end of your program. You are required to submit a project report at the end of the semester. You are required to carry out a research study.
Arvind, there's a request to see the specialization again, actually. One of the students, Somnath.
So is that fine, sir? There are total 11 specializations.
Yeah, leave it like that. Leave it like that. So all of you are also urged to go to the website and thoroughly explore the website. You can look at executive education. You will get a lot more data.
So as I was mentioning earlier, that students are required to submit the project work at the end of the semester, trimester 4. You are required to carry out a research study or in a company issue under the guidance of a designated faculty. The guidelines will be forwarded, and you will be getting the faculty allocation and the deadline and other related information to the project. These projects will be subject to the plagiarism check. So all students are required to maintain, the 20% plagiarism under 20%. Anything beyond 20% will be requested to rework on your projects.
Yeah, go back to the next. So I am not sure if all of you understand what plagiarism is. Plagiarism is that you cannot copy somebody else's work. So the easiest thing to do is to cut and paste and then say it is, this is the answer. It doesn't work. You cannot copy somebody else's work and pass it off as your own work. That is number one. You cannot also copy your own work that has been published earlier and then say, this is my own work. So for example, if you published something 5 years ago, and then you're trying to pass it off as again your original work for the moment, it's called self-plagiarization. So in academia, I don't know what happened in your undergrad or your school or whatever, but in today's world, your work should be your work. You cannot pass off somebody else's work as your work. If something comes to light of that kind, the least penalty that will be applied is that your grade will be marked as 0. And then of course, there are several other things that might happen. So please be very fully cognizant about this. You need to produce original work, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So this is our passing requirement. Each student in each course is required to get 40% out of 100 marks. And each course is evaluated on 100 marks, and that will be converted into 40%. And you will have 60 marks on assignments, and the term and examinations will be added to your final score. So this is the assignment structure. You will have 60 marks. The first assignment would include your case study and essay answers. The second assignments would comprise your presentations and your short project. So you are suggested to attempt both the assignments to get your score. You may not be eligible for term and exams in case if you fail to submit one assignment.
I don't think may is the right word. You will not be.
Okay, sir. So you are supposed to submit both the assignments to be eligible for term and exams. In case.
Please go back to the last slide. So folk, you're expected to do assignment 1 and assignment 2 and submit them and make sure you get a grade on both. If you don't find your grade, maybe after about 40 days of the start of the program, that is from July 2nd, you can add 40 days. If you don't get a grade, please reach back to us so that, we can make sure that you have a grade. And if you don't have any marks in your assignments, you will not be able to take your trimester end examinations. Now, some people also attempt only one assignment. So say you do assignment 1 and you get 20-25 marks. You do not do assignment 2 and then you get 0 marks. So it carries over into the examination department as 25 marks out of 60, which makes it that much more difficult for you to pass the course because your trimester end examination will sort of have to be much more robust. But if you get good marks in your assignment, say you get 28 and 28, you get 56 marks there, virtually you have passed and you just need a passing grade in the trimester end examination. So assignments are critical to your progression along this particular program. Yep.
All assignments are required to be submitted on ERP or on LMS portal. We will very soon, send you the details and update about the ERP and the procedures. Right now, you are requested to, you are suggested to upload all your documents on LMS. And if in any candidate, for any reason, if you miss on your regular exams, you always have an opportunity to appear for the makeup examinations after your regular examinations. So each student is required to make a payment of INR 1250 towards your examination fees per paper.
Hold on. So how the examination and evaluation system works is that you have a trimester end examination. So that will be held at the end of the trimester, obviously. Now, for those people who might have missed that examination, you can take what is called as a makeup examination after 2 months. So for example, if you have your exams now in October and for some reason you miss it, you can again come back, say in December, to take what is called as a makeup exam. However, that makeup exam will carry an examination fee of 1,250 rupees per course. For the main examination, that is if you take it in October, there is no additional fee that needs to be paid. It's included in your total program tuition fees. I hope very clear upon this. This is to give students additional flexibility, but there is a price to be paid, and you can sort of feel free to avoid this by just taking your regular exams.
Thank you, sir. So this is your grading matrix for
Let
your
me take this. Please. So this is very important, and again, it pertains to your assignment. Yeah. So, if you submit your assignment, there is a deadline. If you submit your assignment within the deadline, you're graded for the full set of marks. That is 30 marks per assignment. If you delay and it goes beyond the deadline, so every week that you delay, there is a penalty which kicks in. We're not saying we won't grade you. We will grade you. So if you delay by 1 to 6 days, you get graded only for 27 marks. If you delay by more than a week to 2 weeks, then you get graded only for 24 marks, and so on and so forth. After a month of the deadline, your assignment will not be graded. You will be delivered a 0 grade. So I wanted to be very clear about this. So in 2 counts, you will be penalized. One is if you submit late assignments. Secondly, if the assignments are copied from somebody else's work. So please avoid both. Like I keep reiterating, concentrate on your assignments. They're critical to the progression along the particular course. Yeah, Kishan Kumar, we will share the PPT. No problems at all.
So at the end of trimester 4, after a student completes the program requirements, you will be eligible to take your degree, and the announcement will be done from the controller of examinations. Transcript will be printed after each trimester, and you will be intimated about this on periodically. The student validity will expire after 36 months. However, you have an opportunity to extend your program validity for 1 more year with an additional fees payment. So this is related to your grade sheets, and I would request to take a note of the grade points. If you are between 90 to 100, you will be under outstanding category, and if you are getting around 60 to 69%, it will be under category of good. This will appear on your grade sheets, so it will you will get it once you receive your grade sheets. So this is something related to re-registration that I explained previously, that you have a total validity of 36 months. You can pay an additional amount to extend your validity for 1 more year.
No, go back. So, the program length is 17 months. However, you have 36 months to finish it. So you want to drop a trimester in the middle, please feel free to do so, and so on and so forth. Even beyond 36 months, if you want to extend for 12 more months, then there is a re-registration fee that needs to be paid. If you don't finish the program in 48 months, you will lose your registration for the particular program. So it's very generous in that sense. You should be able to finish within 17 months. Even if you drop, but the problem here is that if you skip a trimester and you want to come back, as long as you progress along the course without coming back to the previous trimester that you missed, there is no problem. But if you want to come back or you want to repeat a trimester, you will then sort of have to pay a trimester repetition fee, which is fairly stiff. So I encourage everybody to not drop trimesters. Arvind, can you just go back and stay on that slide, please? Yeah, and can you get your hand off the mouse? Maybe it's a good idea. So, so I would encourage all of you to sort of progress, in a sequential manner and finish the program in 17 months. And so then you avoid all kinds of problems. But if in some case you want to drop a trimester or two, please feel free to do so. But clearly understand that if you want to repeat, that is, if you want to again sit in the classes, you want to again take assignments, and so on and so forth, there will be a trimester repetition fee, which will sort of impact the tuition fees. So I would recommend that you don't do it. Thank you. You can continue.
Thank you, sir. So please note your fees schedule. This is also made available on our website. All of you have made the first installment. Some of you are yet to make the first installment. We request you to make it immediately. And please note the due dates for the payments for the next installments. And you're going to get notices from the ERP according to these dates. So please follow these dates of payments.
So go back and leave it there. Yeah, I would urge all of you to note this because, if you want to maintain your academic credentials, that is, you want to remain a student, you will have to follow the fee schedule. We are a fee-paying university, and student fees are an important part of it. The fees are linked to the ERP. So should fees not be paid, you will find a slow shutting down of several systems that pertain to your education. So I would urge all of you to maintain your academic credentials by paying fees on time. And then don't judge us harshly if systems start shutting down for you.
So apart from your tuition fees, there will be an additional fees, which is non-mandatory.
So this additional fee, this is not an additional fee that you need to take part in. You feel free. The total course fee is 2,25,000. However, there are some things that are available as a resource. For example, you can get access to about 15,000 plus books at about 3,000 odd rupees. And you can take membership, or you can take membership of several other clubs that we have, or for example, which is very minimal, or you can participate in workshops that we conduct on your own volition. There is absolutely no pressure for you to participate. However, I urge you to participate because there's a lot of learning at very, very little cost. So again, just to repeat, there is a trimester repetition fee. If you want to redo a trimester, that you want to come back and again attend a trimester, which is 43,000 rupees. If you want to do a second specialization, it will cost you 50,000 rupees. And of course, like I said, if you want to take makeup examination, there is a fee of 1,250. There are workshop fees, and there will be online book fees from Sanjay, which is an international publisher. You may want to take it. You need not take it. You can just stick with 2,25,000 and finish the program.
Thank you, sir. So please note our contact details and email ID. In case if you need any help, information, you can call us directly. And all these numbers are also made available on LMS, and we will be sending out an email. So this is also the university encourages you to take some certification courses like Coursera, Data IQ, NASCOM, UiPath, and EBSCO database and Cengage. So information will be forwarded to you from the concerned department as and when we conduct these activities, and you will get more information from the officers in future. Hope all of you have taken our contact details. And that's about the course structure, policy, and delivery. If anybody has any questions, you can post the questions or you can ask questions. We will be able to answer your queries.
Yeah, please post your questions and we'll be happy to answer them. You can also take your time. You can check out the website, and you're also coming here tomorrow, I understand, so you can check out on campus.
Hope all of you received the schedule for tomorrow. Please refer to Rajan sir's email yesterday, and please attend the class. And we will conduct online classes through Zoom platform, and all of you will receive the detailed information on LMS by Tuesday.
Sir, also a small announcement I want to make. Yeah, thank you. So students, tomorrow you have two sessions. The first session in the morning will be accounting for the basics of accounting between 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. by Dr. Muthu Gopala Krishnan. In the afternoon, we'll be covering about case study. How do you deconstruct a case study, which will be between 2 to 5 by Professor Sri Ramu. Okay, this will be happening at the campus in Gallery 3. Every student is welcome to attend. In case you're not able to attend, you can join via Zoom, which will be shared with you by end of the day today. Yeah, or after the session is over, we'll share tomorrow's link with you. But please try to attend the session at the campus so that you can network with your other students as well. And before your session commences, which is from 2nd July onwards, we will be putting you into two sections, Section A and Section B. So students who are part of Section B, you will have a separate Zoom link. Students who are part of Section B will have a separate Zoom link, and that will carry until the end of this particular trimester. So definitely no confusions on that, I hope. And these links are mentioned in the WhatsApp description. In case you're not able to find them anywhere else, please go to your WhatsApp group. You will find both Section A and Section B Zoom links over there. You can click and you can join through that as well. Yeah, thank you very much.
So Rajan, there are some series of questions. Let me try to answer them. So first of all, Somanatha Naganura. Syllabus will be shared to you at the start of each course. So trimester 1, you have 4 courses. That is HR, Marketing, Finance, and and OT. So all syllabus will be shared with you. You can also reach out to Professor Rajan. He can mail it to you if you like. So that is the problem solved with the syllabus, and you are urged to read it very carefully and make sure that you are cognizant of what is happening there. Kiran Dasappa, when should we express our interest in specialization? You will be asked in trimester 3 mate. So there'll be a form sent out and you will have to choose your specialization. You will have a good grip on what's happening in the MBA program by that time. So you'll have finished 8 months, you'll be into the 3rd trimester. So you'll know hopefully what you want to do. There will also be a very lengthy session by several professors talking about specialization again. And you can talk to them, you can question them, you can sort of understand what the specializations are all about and choose. So there's no problem. You have plenty of time. So you can sort of relax. So Somanatha Naganura, again, is talking about study material. So I would urge you to pay that 3,500 rupees and become a member of Cengage. We can help you there. You can also feel free to go and buy yourself textbooks. Every syllabus will have textbooks mentioned there. You can go and buy yourself textbooks. You'll have probably one textbook and you'll have 2 reference books. So go and buy yourself. So that means you'll have about 12 textbooks for your trimester 1. Case studies from international universities, Harvard Business Review, so on and so forth will be given to you by the university. It will be shared. This is for class discussion. They are not to be shared outside the class to friends, relatives, and so on and so forth. Readings will also be given to you from international publications like HBR, MIT Sloan, INSEAD, and all that from the university. Textbooks please go and buy them yourself. I urge you to go and do that and tell me really how many textbooks you have bought and how many of them you have read as we go along. Kiran, we have had mixed responses to this ID card thingy, because most students don't collect them. However, we will be happy to provide you with a bona fide certificate signed on a letterhead that you are a bona fide student. You will also get an USN number, that is a unique number or a registration number very soon. And we will do all that for you. So that's not a big deal. Assignments, yeah, as we go along, we will talk about it. Kishan Kumar, there's no need to worry about it now. Please start attending your classes and understand them. So each professor generally comes with their own kind of a assignment format. Generally what happens is assignment 1 is an individual assignment. Assignment 2 is a group assignment. So you'll have to collaborate there are groups formed and you'll have to collaborate. Now, this is a reflection of what happens in the workplace. I urge all of you to collaborate and produce the assignment. Otherwise, please understand, all of you will go down together. It's a very nautical term, you know, everybody going down together, but then that's how it is. So all of you contribute, all of you do well. If you don't contribute and some people play truant and so on and so forth, then the whole group sort of goes down together. Kiran, minimum attendance, generally we say 50%. We hope people attend. We like people to attend. And after all, this is an on-campus program. This is a program that is not a distance education program. It is not an online program. So yes, we would like you to have as much of attendance as possible. I don't want to get stuck with minimums. Classes starting from 2nd July will be offline classes, only online. Gautam, I reiterate, I don't know how many times I should mention this. This is not an online program. I really don't know why I keep getting asked this question. We provide an online class just to facilitate students who are traveling or who might be, caught up with office work or whatever. But this is an on-campus program. I'm not going to answer this question again. Devi Thirupatamma, I think I answered your question about syllabus and books. Please feel free to go. You can go to Sapna Book House or you can go to Amazon and you can buy a whole lot of textbooks as soon as you get the syllabus. You can ask Professor Rajan, he can mail it to you. Lokesh Kumar will get, you will get section A and B. Don't worry, mate. You definitely, if you put in section C, you should worry about it. Please reach back to us. But if you're in A and B, I think you should be happy. You'll get it quickly. Mu Unam. Okay, that's it. I don't see any more questions. I hope those were answered. I'll give you a couple of more minutes to think about it. You're going to be here. You're going to be hopefully here tomorrow. You have email IDs, telephone numbers. Please write in, call. Also, please understand that the WhatsApp group is not your formal communication channel. The formal communication channel is email. You will receive several emails on the course of this program from Professor Rajan, Arvind, and me. Stay cognizant of them. That is the official mode of communication. And, please make the best use of all the resources we have and the details that are provided. Yeah, and kindly follow instructions. And I also, want to beseech you that don't negotiate with us. There is nothing to negotiate here. Like I said, we are a UGC regulated institution. We operate under rules and regulations. There are processes and systems and policies that are carefully set out, and you need to follow them, right? So that's how it works in a professional university. So I think if we don't have anything more, Prasad, Chaudhary Prasad. Yeah, Unam. You can attend the. You don't even have to do it online. You can listen to recorded lecture. But why would you want to do that? You can actually go and get a much cheaper MBA by just getting correspondence course. I can suggest to you, in fact. So you can actually move on, my friend, if that is what you want to do. But this is a serious program. You are gone out of station. Okay, fair enough. So you want to attend this program by staying away from the classroom. That is your choice. Please understand, examinations will happen on campus. So wherever you are, in whichever part of the world, whether you are in Rwanda, Burundi, or you are in Greenland or Iceland, or somewhere close to the North or the South Pole, you will have to travel back to Hosur Road, Kudlu Gate. And that is sine non qua, that is non-negotiable. So please be very clear about that. How you want to attend the class is your business. Highly recommended to come to the classroom. Have I made myself clear? Good. If you understood, very good. I'm pleased that I could make you understand. Any other questions that you guys might have?
So there is a question from Chandana. She wants to know what is OT, HRM, MM, and AM. So Chandana, OT stands for Organization Theory, which is what the Dean along with Professor Sanjay will be taking. HRM is Human Resource Management by Professor Soleil Bhaskaran. MM is Marketing Management by Professor Ramesh Nagasamudram. AM is for Accounting for Managers, which is with Professor Muthu Gopalakrishnan. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little aghast that please go to the website and check out Chandana. You will get a full, familiarize yourself, all of you, with the program architecture. How is the program constructed? First of all, what do you have in trimester 1? What do you have in trimester 2? What do you have in trimester 3? What happens in trimester 4? You get a big picture. If you don't have the big picture, and then you're trying to nibble at bits and pieces, it's always going to remain unclear. Find out everything about the program first. Go and spend about an hour now. Afternoon is free. Have lunch, relax a little bit, and then visit the website and go and check out each of those tabs that you will. Arvind, stop sharing the screen, please. So you can actually go here, and you can check out. It'll tell you program architecture. It'll give you a lot of information about what is happening. See, you can get about us, Dean's message, that is my message, vision, values, program, what are our objectives, what is the program architecture, what is the faculty like, what are the clubs available, the brochure you can see, and so many other things. Please go and visit FAQs. You'll get a good understanding. You can also, see who was there on our board of studies, student testimonials, what is our industry tie-up. All these things will be available. Go to www.dsu.edu.in and click on executive education and sort of explore that thoroughly. And you will actually get a lot of information. So, sir, okay, Srinivasa KG, can we complete the program without taking ebook lab? Yes, definitely you can complete, no problem at all. The great Steve Jobs set up Apple without a degree. So anything is possible, my friend. Is program content or LMS sufficient for completing the course? I'm not sure. That you will have to decide. I would, of course, recommend that you get yourself a proper textbook and read it. But if you lie in the genius category and you can manage it, then good for you. Chandra Shekhar, how about alternate visit to college if you don't attend? Yeah, please. I won't repeat this. I've covered this. Can you touch upon course affiliation? What is course? There is no course affiliation. So this is a program. We are a program. The program is an executive MBA program. Sanu Joseph which comes under the aegis of the School of Commerce and Management Studies, under the aegis of the Dayananda Sagar University. The Dayananda Sagar University is an private university. The private university is legislated by the government of Karnataka, and this is accredited by the University Grants Commission. Chandana. Okay, I told you. Okay. Karthik. Okay. Just said he, sir. Hi, sir. Hi, Karthik. Dress code to be followed. Yes, please. You have to come in smart casuals. For your assignment presentations and so on, we recommend formals. You all know what smart casuals are, so you can't turn up in shorts and things like that. Please try, this is a university, so please try to be as well dressed as possible. Okay. Yeah, Rekha, it's your loss. If you want to take it 100% online, please feel free. But I'm making it again very clear to you, Rekha, that whoever told you, whatever they told you, examinations will be on campus, and please be fully cognizant of that. Z73133 said okay. To what? I'm not sure. Yeah, so I think the classes we have talked about it enough. So Ubaid Sheikh, I'm sorry, we will not share you links of previous classes. You can attend these classes, and you can ask for recorded sessions of these classes that you have enrolled upon. All right. So I think that's about it. Any further questions, Professor Rajan?
No, sir. I think we have answered everything.
Yeah. Super. I think all good then. I look forward to meeting you soon, one way or the other, on campus, online, wherever. And what happened? Yeah. So I thank all of you for attending the orientation program. Professor Rajan will share you the PPT, or Mr. Arvind will share you the PPT at the earliest. Please feel free to write to them. They will also share you the syllabus, else the faculty will share you the syllabus. And it's not a confidential document, not at all. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, professors, and thank you all the students.
Somebody posted. In economics, we have crypto economics or token economy. But looking at the experience. Yeah, Ubaid Sheikh, old school, new school. I don't know. All of us are old people. So you can feel free to explore new school economics. We teach economics as prescribed by standard institutions from around the world. Our aspirational institutions are Harvard Business Schools, Chicago Booth, INSEAD, the IIMs. We try to see what they do. We also develop our own pedagogy and curriculum. You can feel free to sort of share whatever you think are new school with the professor, and maybe they can touch upon it. Yeah. But in my experience, it's very difficult to get to new school without going through the old school. Since we run this program, we will run it the way we think it should be run, Ubaid Sheikh. And you can feel free to come and discuss with me exactly what your points of view are on old school and new school. And I'll feel very happy to talk to you about it in my cabin anytime. I look forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.